All right, greetings everybody. I want to take a few minutes. This is maybe going to be a little longer than the preferred time for a screencast, probably maybe 5 minutes or just a little over that. But regardless, it's better than sit and listen to me for 2 hours in a meeting, I guess. So we have been meeting digital learning assessment, and some of you have been involved in the meetings to figure out how we're going to organize this file structure in AMP for that October training. So on Friday, we really kind of finalized the details, and so I have built out the folder structure here, and our department is assigned to the middle school math and the middle school science. So I'm just going to click on the math here. I've completed the 6th grade math, and I'll show you the details inside of there in a little bit. Tony's going to do 7th grade math, Pam 8th grade math, and then for middle school science, I have the 6th grade science done. Kevin will do 7th grade science, and Paul will do 8th grade science. And I'm going to work off of the 8th grade science as an example here. But just to show you the big picture of kind of what we're trying to do, I'm going to give you a quick little demonstration here using our Ed Services Sandbox. There's an assessment in here in the chemistry folder. And our goal we're trying to accomplish with the way we have things arranged is to make it easier for teachers to align their standards to their test questions and build the question banks that are in a meaningful way so they don't have to scroll through 100 standards to find the one they want to align to. So in this sample assessment here is, actually I'm going to use this one down here, the all-in-one assessment. When that opens up, it's been a while for some of you probably, in this assessment they have to choose questions from a question bank. And when they click that, what we're going to do is each question bank is going to be named by the standard. So when they're looking for a particular standard, it'll be a whole lot easier for them to just scroll through the list here and see that leading description with the number, versus what we did in the past is we just put everything into a generic bank. And that turned out to be lots of scrolling. So as a collective group, our teams have decided to name the question banks the name of the standard, which is where all of our teams are now working on building those question banks out. We're not putting the questions in there, we're just naming the name of the question bank. So I'm going to demonstrate what that looks like, and we'll go from there. So I'm just going to go back out of this. In order to do this, you'll need a couple of things sort of side by side. On our agenda, I put a link to the math standards and the science standards that Ina has sent me. So I'm going to use science as an example. So I'm going to go down here to middle school science. I've completed the 6th grade one here. So inside of 6th grade, we have a folder just for question banks. And then inside of there, you can see all the question banks that I have built out already. I got these by looking at the standard document that Ina sent me. It's a PDF file. I just opened that up over here. And the name of the question bank is the name of the standard number. And then the details are the benchmark listed here. So here's what this is going to look like. It's been a while for some of you probably, so I'm just going to refresh you. When you're inside of that folder, you'll go up here to add resources and you're going to choose add a managed question bank. And then you'll type in the name of that 8.3.1.1.1. And then the details appear. If you download that PDF, you can copy it and then paste that in there and just click outside of it and it automatically saves. There's no save button. It just click outside of it. And I hit the up arrow and it takes me back to the main list of all the question banks that I have built. If you have questions about some of the standards, maybe how they're organized, you can check with Ina. She's working on it. She's familiar with this process. She's working on all of the high school stuff herself. I thought we would help her out by taking the middle school math and science off of her hands. Time-wise, the 6th grade one had about 35 standards in it, and it took me just a little under an hour, and I was watching TV. So if you really put your nose to the grindstone, you're maybe looking at 45 minutes. Some of the courses have up to 50 standards. So I would say an hour to an hour and a half is what you're kind of looking at to get a grade level loaded in here. So it's kind of where we're at with things. So thank you for your time. Hopefully you can use your time on Monday or throughout the course of the week. Again, we don't have to have it done until that October 2nd time frame. If you have any questions, again, check with Ina, but we are going to have another meeting all of our teams will come together Monday, October 2nd, to kind of just review the agenda and go through things one final time. So it's starting to come together. It's making sense for people. I know it's hard to get your head around it in a 5-minute video, but hopefully you know enough to at least get the standards loaded in there. And then when I'm back, you can fire your questions at me then, or you can certainly email me too. So thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. Bye.